there's a lot of fear in our industry these days, and there should be. There are bad things going on in our industry. Circulation's down, sales are down, revenue is down all across the board, and if it hasn't hit your community yet, it probably will, and there are reasons for that. But this is also one of the most exciting times for media out there. We have technologies available to us that we couldn't have even fathomed 5 years ago. The media environment is changing constantly, and everybody in this room is in an excellent position to capitalize on that. Okay? So I don't want to tell you that there aren't things to be afraid of, and that there aren't things at this workshop that are going to be intimidating, and there aren't going to be things at this workshop that are going to make you uncomfortable. But I am going to tell you that you might be afraid of the wrong things. Because there are things about the new media environment that scare me incredibly when it comes to community papers. And I'm going to tell you what those things are. Okay. Change is scary to a lot of people in here. It's exciting to me, but I don't have to pay your bills. Okay. So you know, think about that with everything that I say. You know, I'm coming at this from an outsider's perspective, but I'm still going to give you my thoughts anyway. All right. Newspapers have been averse to change for a very long time. We've become a very institutionalized industry. Okay, if you look at the front pages, this is a shot from Museum of all the front pages in the country. I think this is maybe all the ones starting with the letter A. They look exactly the same almost. You've got a masthead, you've got a big photo, you've got 3 or 4 stories, 5, 6 columns. Okay, we've institutionalized the inverted pyramid writing style, our ad formats, everything. There's not a lot of experimentation in our industry. And we're very comfortable with that, but that doesn't work anymore. In fact, we have institutionalized the most important thing in our industry today, which is our business model, all right? For so long, we've relied on this right here, subscriptions and advertising, okay? That's been the core of the newspaper business model. But in the online era, this does not exist, okay? Nobody is doing this successfully out there for the most part. You've got the Wall Street Journal, a few trade pubs, and some folks that are making this work. But really, 90% of the news organizations out there are using a free model online. 7% have some sort of hybrid model of free and premium content. 3% are entirely paid, okay? And I'll bet that you're in this group right here, at least half of you are, in this group of 52% of the publishers in the country that say that they are at least considering paid content. And I'm going to tell you why that might not work for you, and emphasize what we're going to do to help you fix that. Okay? Readers appreciate you. 95% of readers in a recent survey said they find newspaper content valuable. Okay? And that's valuable at a minimum. Some said extremely valuable, some said very valuable. The data is very good about what people think about what we do for them. But 52% think it's easy to replace. That's pretty scary right there already. So what are they going to replace you with? Okay, what is there out there? Well, there are the obvious things, okay? A lot of us think that if we charge for content online that they'll replace us with the print edition. Not the case. 75% of publishers think that. 30% of readers say they'll go to your print edition if you start charging online, okay? So that's a pretty big cut for you right there, okay? There's another newspaper, but let's be honest. Nobody's going to start a newspaper in your town, a second newspaper anyway. The barriers to entry are really high. TV, okay? You might have a TV station in an adjacent market that parachutes in for some horrendous story every once in a while, but let's be honest, this isn't a real competitor for community newspapers. Radio, Chuck is going to tell you that that's a very small part of the market share also. So you've got social media. There's a pretty legitimate threat there. You've got people publishing things on Facebook and YouTube and Flickr, okay? Photos, videos. Breaking news is even being shared on Facebook. People are writing notes and opinions that might compete with your editorial pages. But there's more than that. None of these folks care about subscriptions. There's not a single person on this page right here that cares about subscription revenue. In fact, they've already realized that that does not exist. They're doing it all on advertising. So who else is out there? Okay? Look at all of the time that people are spending on these sites. This is time spent online per month by most users of the internet. And look where newspapers are. 38 minutes, 24 seconds. Facebook, 4 hours and 39 minutes. Look at that compared to newspapers. We're certainly beating some people here. Amazon.com. But look at this. eBay, 2 hours and 31 minutes on Google. 2 hours and 43 minutes on AOL. 3 hours and 15 minutes on Yahoo. 38 minutes on newspaper websites. These are your competitors as much as the legacy media are. Social networking ad spending could reach $3.2 billion this year, okay? That's how much money Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all of these places are expected to make this year. $3.2 billion. 20% of that is local. 20% of that is out of your piece of the pie. These are your competitors when it comes to ad dollars, and they're competing for you for eyeballs on the internet, and that's why they're able to do that. 74% of Facebook ads are local advertising, okay? And if you have an account on Facebook, I would recommend that you go and kind of go through the steps like you're going to place an ad and see how easy it is. You can target down to gender, age, all kind of demographic factors. And if you don't have an account on Facebook, I would check this out because this is some pretty scary stuff. But there's more. There are things that these social media tools are enabling, and there are competitors popping up everywhere. People can now directly communicate with your readers without going through you. What do I mean by that? People can take these social media technologies and say your city government, your high school, the politicians in your area, they can set up an account on Facebook, Flickr, YouTube, and Twitter, and they can talk straight to your readers without ever going through you. And guess what's even scarier about these people? Oh, and there's more. There's more. Look at all of the content that's being produced online. 161 billion gigabytes of content was produced last year by people, not just online, but just in general. 161 billion gigabytes of content was produced. You're competing against all of this, too. That is enough content to recreate every book written in history 300 million times. That was reproduced last year, and you're competing against that. Every year, this is going to go up. There's a lot of content out there to compete with. And all of those people out there, the people that are creating content on their own on Facebook and Twitter, the local governments that are trying to talk straight to your readers without going through you, they don't care about either one of these things. That's pretty scary to me. That, to me, is one of the scariest things out there. And that's what you should fear, is the free competition that's online right now. The potential loss of revenue that you might see in your print subscriptions by putting your stuff online for free, none of those things should compare to the fear that you should feel for that, because free will always win. Why on earth would someone pay for content that they can get for free somewhere else? And that's why this is the only piece of the pie we're going to talk about today. Because whatever schemes you might think of to drive revenue online from subscriptions or to drive people back to your print product, that doesn't matter to us today. This is the piece of the pie that matters. And Chuck is going to tell you how to get everything that is out there today.